Hello, students. Good morning to everyone. Welcome back to my science class here. Yeah, how are you all? I hope you are all fine by the grace of God. And in today's class, we are going to a new lesson. Hey, what is that? That is air, water, and weather. Okay. Yes. Today we are going to discuss about the new lesson that is air, water, and weather. Okay. Yes. Before entering into the topic, let me say something about this warm up. Okay, match the sentences with the correct pictures. So they are given some pictures in the this box. Okay, so what they are, let us see here. a, yes, a boy is flying the kite. Okay, next the girl is carrying umbrella in the heavy rain, and a boy is fed off because of summer season, because of the summer. And here all they are dancing because it is of snowfall. Yeah, that is. So here we have to match up the exact one to the pictures, given pictures. So we have to, let us now see these sentences. What are they? The day is very hot, man is sweating. The wind is blowing fast, let us fly a kite. It is raining and it's very cold. There is also snowfall. And so here your homework is your this warm up. So here you have to read all these sentences and read the sentences and match it to the exact given pictures. Okay, so this is your homework. Yeah, in today's class we are studying about the air, water, and weather. First, now we shall discuss about the air, then let us move for water, and then for weather. Okay, first comes is air. Yes, air. So air, where this air is present, did you see the air? What this air contains? Then why do we need air? We need or no need of this air for all the living creatures? Yes or no? So all these questions arises in your mind when we talk about the air, right? So now let us discuss about this air, what this air contains, whether air is necessary or air is important for us or not, right? So all these things we can discuss in today's class. Okay, yeah, then let us move forward the lesson here. Air, about air we shall now study. So air, as I already told that where does this air is present, where is this air is present? Yes, the air is present all around us. Can we see the air? No. Then how you can say that air is present? Because we experience the air. So if you are hanging some cloths on the floors or any other dried leaves present on the floors, means through the force of air or through the force of wind they blow actually, right? So when they blow we will experience air, presence of air. And when we can see these cloths and these dry leaves or any other things that they actually blows because of presence of air. And but we can okay, we can feel it when it moves. Moving air is called wind. When the wind blows it can move several things. Air has no smell of its own. It can be used to fill the things and has weight. Yes, air. Air is present all around us. Air is present all around us. We cannot see the air, but we can experience the air. How? How actually? Let me say something. So, take a balloon. Okay. So take a balloon here which is not blown. Okay, now blow the balloon. Okay, just fill the balloon with your air. Okay, then it actually enlarges in size, right? So whenever we take a balloon, empty balloon, or what we can say, the balloon, just a balloon, and where there is no air is present. Okay, that's not a airy balloon. So yeah, just we have to take the simple balloon which is not filled up with the air, and when we blow the air into the balloon, the size of the balloon has changed, because this is mainly because of the air that has went inside from our mouth to the balloon, so that the air that is present in the balloon, that changes the shape of balloon here, right? So here we cannot see the air, but we can experience the air, because so here before balloon was smaller in size, before the size of the balloon was so small, and after when we blow the air, the size of the balloon has increased, right? So by this we can conclude that we cannot see the air, but air is present which has some weight, right? We cannot see the air, but air is present, and also this balloon, airy balloon, has got some weight, right? This has no smell, has no color, anything. Air has no smell, no color, anything, but it has got some weight. Okay, so this is air. Air is present all around us. We cannot see the air, but we can experience it, right? So moving air is also called as wind, that causes the flying of flying kite, that causes flying kite, flying the dried leaves, and also that helps to blow these cloths, right? So everything, whenever these there we can see the movement in these things, we will say that air is present, because of the air they are moving, right? So air has no smell of its own, right? Yes, air, whether the air is blowing, we can experience it, right? So just now I have told that whether the air is blowing, we can experience it. So at the same time, do you have any smell? Do you get will you get any smell of the air when it is blowing? No, right? No, there is no. The air has no smell, no odor, no taste. Okay, so air has no smell, no color, no odors, but it has got some weight. Yes, it has got some ವೇಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಸಮ್ ವೇಟ್. ಗಾಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಥರದ ಒಂದು ರೂಪ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಬಣ್ಣ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ರುಚಿನೂ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಗಾಳಿಗೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ತೂಕ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಗಾಳಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಗಾಳಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ. Okay, so now we shall go to the next topic in which we discuss what does air contain. ಹಂಗಂದರೆ ಏರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ದೆನ್ ವೈ ಡು ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಏರ್. ಎಸ್, ನಮಗೆ ಏರ್ ಬೇಕಾ, ಗಾಳಿ ಬೇಕಾ, ಗಾಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಗಾಳಿ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡವಾ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Okay, so now let us move to the next one, that is what does air contains. What does air contain means what the content of the air. So for example, so if your mother is preparing some variety food for you, like chitrana or ಉಪ್ಮಾ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಚಿತ್ರಾನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೇನೇನು ನೀವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ, ಚಿತ್ರಾನ್ನ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಆವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಏನು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಚಿತ್ರಾನ್ನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಗಾಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಚಿತ್ರಾನ್ನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ರೈಸ್, ಹೌದಾ? ರೈಸ್, ವೆಜಿಟೇಬಲ್ಸು, ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡೆಡ್ ಇನ್ rice, cooked food. In the same way, what does air contain? The ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಏರ್ ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ ಏರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಗಾಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಡಸ್ ಏರ್ ಕಂಟೇನ್ಸ್? Air consists of several gases useful for the survival of the living things. It contains many gases such as oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide. Air also contains dust particles, germs, and smoke, along with some amount of water, known as water vapor. Yes, ಏರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಗಾಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಗಾಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ this air contains several gases. So what are all the gases present in the this air means? We will say that easily carbon dioxide gas, nitrogen gas, oxygen gas. So these are all some of the gases that will be present in air. In the same way, air also contains the dust particles, ಧೂಳಿನ ಕಣಗಳನ್ನು ಇರುತ್ತೆ, germs and smoke, along with some amount of water, known as water vapor. ಎಸ್, ವಾಟರ್ ವೇಪರ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಗಾಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, when the water is present in the water bodies, like it may be sea, river, pond, lake, etc. So these are the water bodies, right? ಸೊ ವಾಟರ್ ಬಾಡೀಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಏರ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸನ್ಲೈಟಿಗೆ ಎವಾಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ದಿ ವಾಟರ್ ವೇಪರ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ವಾಟರ್ ವೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಗಾಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆರ್ತು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, right? So the water vapors that are released by the water that are mixed with the air. ಏರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಡಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಜರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಮೋಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದೆನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ವೇಪರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಡಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಏರ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್, air contains the several gases like carbon dioxide, nitrogen, oxygen, and also the dust particles, germs, smoke, along with some amount of water, which will be in the form of water vapor, right? So water vapor ಥರ ವಾಟರ್ ಏರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Then comes is, why do we need air? Yes, whether we need air or not. Yes, tell me, why do we need air? Is it possible to live without air? Yes or no? Yes, very good. We cannot live without the air, right? So we cannot live without the air. So here, for every living organism on this earth, okay, so like human beings, right? So we human beings respire, that is, we breathe in oxygen gas and breathe out carbon dioxide gas, right? So here we need air compulsory because for the survival, right? So when we breathe in, we take oxygen, and when we breathe out, we leave out carbon dioxide. And see here, what did you take inside your body? Yes, it is air. In order to live, we need to breathe. The air contains a gas called as oxygen. When we breathe in, both humans and animals need oxygen for breathing, and in response releases the carbon dioxide in the air. Plants take in this carbon dioxide to make their food. This is known as photosynthesis, and during this process plants releases what they release, oxygen for the humans and animals. And therefore all living organisms need air to live, right? So every living creature on this earth need air to live. And what actually this air contains means, this air contains the mixture of several gases, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, oxygen, etc. And it also contains the dust particles, germs, everything. Okay, then why do we need air is the next point. So here, why do we need, whether we need or not? Yes, we need we need air compulsorily, because all the living creatures on this earth need air to live. Right? For example, we the human beings take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Right? All the living creatures, they take oxygen and leave out the carbon dioxide gas. And in the same way, this carbon dioxide gas in turn used by the plants to make their own food, and that process is known as photosynthesis, and they release oxygen in the process of photosynthesis, which in turn utilized by the all other organisms. Okay, so this is why we compulsorily need air. ನಮಗೆ ಗಾಳಿ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಬದುಕೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ನಾವು ಉಸಿರಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಬದುಕಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ಅವನು ಉಸಿರಾಡಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾನ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಅವನು ಉಸಿರಾಡಿಸ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಬದುಕಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಉಸಿರು ನಿಂತೋಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಸತ್ತೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Right? So this is why we need air compulsorily. Yes, now we shall discuss about the water. That is water. And till now we have discussed about the air, and now we shall discuss about the water. What is water? Why water is needed for all of us? Right? So those are all things we can discuss now. Yes, water. Water is an important source on the earth. We cannot live without water. We use water for several purposes such as drinking, cleaning, washing and cooking. Right. So here water. Yes, water is very necessary or very important for all of us. Right. So water is a very important source on the earth, and we perform several activities with the water. And for several activities, like from morning. Okay, in the morning, whenever we wake up, for brushing, for washing our face, in the same way for bathing, to prepare some food or to cook food, for everything, for washing clothes, washing utensils, for cleaning the houses. Okay, right, for all these purposes, mainly for drinking. Right? So for all these purposes we use water. Right? Yeah, see here, if we are not having the food, means we can live, but if we are not having the water, that is here we can live without the food, but we cannot live without the water for several uh, days. Right? So here we can live without food for 3 months, 4 months, like that, but we cannot live without water even for 42 hours also. Okay, that is about 48 hours, that is about 2 to 3 days. Right? So next we shall now discuss about this water cycle. So what is water cycle? Yes, this is very interesting topic. Have you ever heard this word here? Yes, I think you have learned, that is you may have heard about this word 2 to 3 times, in some other classes or in other general topics. Right now we shall discuss about this water cycle in detail. Yes. So here, did you know the answers are like this. That is the important part is here, that is about water. So water can be used to generate electricity. This is known as hydropower. Yes, we have studied that, right? So I think hydroelectricity. So here energy, right? So here we will get energy in different forms, and that too. Here we will get energy from the water also, flowing water also. That is that energy, produced energy, is used to generate the electricity, which we call it as hydropower. And this hydropower is produced at the power stations, and in turn that electricity is produced, that electricity is supplied to the our houses. Okay, so now let us discuss about the water cycle. Yes, the earth, let me read the explanation, and after it I will tell about the explanation. Dear students, please concentrate on it. The earth has limited amount of water. This water keeps on changing from one form to another. The water. Yes, the water cycle is the journey that water takes as it circulates from the land to sky and then back again. The water from the lakes, rivers, ponds, oceans get heated up due to the heat of sun. This water evaporates, turns from liquid to gas into the air, the form of water vapor. Yes, this is the process of evaporation. The water vaporizes up in the sky. Then, when the water vapor in the air cools down, tiny droplets of water are formed. The water droplets join to form the clouds. This process is known as condensation. And when these clouds become very heavy with lots of water, it falls down in the form of rain or snow. This process is known as precipitation, and the water falls down on the earth in the form of rain, snowfall, and gets collected in lakes, rivers, oceans, and the water evaporates in the sky again. And the cycle continues. The continuous cycle by which water circulates through the earth and the atmosphere by this process of evaporation, condensation, precipitation is known as water cycle. Yes. So after this explanation, I hope you have gained some knowledge about this water cycle. Okay. So water cycle. Cycle means we all know that cycle is a thing, a vehicle, right, which we use. So you can see that the cycle is having two wheels and they are rotating, right? So cycle is a rotating process, we can say here. The cycling is a, what we can say, we are going to cycle. So cycling means that is the rotating or turning into the wheels, or what we are going to do, while we are cycling, we are just moving our leg in a cyclic manner, right? So in the same way, water also moves in the cyclic manner, or water changes into the cyclic manner. Okay, so now let us study about this. So water on our earth, that is about 70% of water is present. Okay, 70% of water, the surface of the earth is covered with the water, but here we only that is only some amount of water is present on the earth, which we can use it for our various purposes. That is, that we say that is good water, right? So the remaining water is all about the salty water, because of the large oceans present on the earth. Okay, so we said that all of about 70% of earth is covered by the Earth's surface is covered by the water, but here all this water is not useful for our activities. So this is this almost all most of this earth most of this water is salty water, and only some percentage of water is used for the used that is a useful water which we use for our purposes, right? Yes, the here water that actually rotates the cycle, the process of this water. Okay, the formation of water, this process of formation of water is rotating. So we say that water cycle has the name, hence the name is water cycle. And in this process, some of the processes are included. They are evaporation, condensation, precipitation. So what do you mean by evaporation? Means the process where liquid turns into vapors is known as evaporation. Right, here water evaporates, and water evaporates into air, and it in the form of water vapor is known as evaporation. And in the same way, what do you mean by condensation? Means when this water vapor in the air cools down, okay, the water vapor. So for example, if this is the air, this is the water, right? So when this water evaporates, this water evaporates because of the heat, that is mainly by the sunlight, right? The water evaporates into the sky, right? Sky, a water liquid turns into water vapors is known as evaporation. And in the same way, when these water vapors, the right, cools down, they forms the tiny water droplets in the sky. Tiny water droplets which are in the form of liquid state, right? So we say that changing of water vapor or gas into liquid is known as condensation. So when this liquid water, or when these water droplets are joined together to form the clouds, and when these clouds fall down to the earth in the form of rain or the snow, that is known as precipitation, right? So here the water falls down on the earth in the form of rain, snowfall, and get collected in the lakes, rivers, oceans, and the water evaporates in the sky again, and the cycle continues. The continuous cycle by which water circulates through the day, through the earth and the atmosphere by the process of evaporation, condensation, precipitation is known as water cycle. Let me explain clearly about this water cycle with the help of a neat diagram here. Right. So, dear students, look at it. Look at this diagram carefully, or observe this diagram carefully. So, here let me explain. So, this is the water body, right? In all the water bodies, like it may be even any other water bodies like ponds, rivers, lakes, oceans, whatever it may be, in these water bodies, the water is present. Is that no? Yes, the water which is present in this water body that gets heated up. So here you can observe the water is rising up into the sky. Why it is rising up? Yes, because of the sunlight. Right, so sun is present in the sky. It gives heat and light. It gives heat and light, and now because of the heat, water is evaporated into the sky. Right, water is evaporated into the sky because of the heat. So thus, liquid changes into gas is known as evaporation. And next, than water vapors, which than water vapors, when it cools down, that forms the water droplets, right? So now water droplets, that is, so here liquid turns, sorry, water vapor turns into liquid is known as condensation. And when these tiny water droplets, they forms, actually these tiny water droplets forms the clouds. These water droplets forms the clouds, and when these clouds become heavy, they again, okay, that tiny droplets again fall onto the earth in the form of rain or snowfall is known as precipitation, right? Again the water is collected into the water bodies, right? So here let me explain clearly. So the water which is present in the water bodies that get evaporated because of the sunlight, that process is known as evaporation. And that evaporated water by the action of air forms in the liquid tiny water droplets which are in the form of liquid state. Then when and they form these liquid droplets forms the clouds, and when these clouds become heavy, they come into the earth, they fall down into the to the earth, onto the earth in the form of rain or water. That process is known as precipitation. And again the water is collected in the ground, okay. So this is how the water is rotated, or the cycle. This process is a cycling process. As you can observe that evaporation, water gets evaporated, and that forms the tiny water droplets, and again that goes through the precipitation process and comes down to the earth, and thus the water gets collected again. So this process continues on the earth and atmosphere. So this is known as, yes, right, here the water, the cycle is, so the cycle is rotating, right? So we say that that is the water cycle. Sorry. So yeah, water evaporates into the sky, condenses in the sky, and precipitates down to the earth, that in the form of rain or snowfall. Again the water is collected into the water bodies. This process is continuous, okay. This process continues in the earth and earth atmosphere. So that this rotating process is known as water cycle. I hope you have understood this water cycle. So you are having activity 1 for you. Please perform this activity and complete the checkpoint. This is your homework. So the warm up and checkpoint are homework for you. So complete all these. So if you are having any doubts regarding today's class, you can ask me. Thank you. Have a nice day.